Welcome to WebB Academy, making crypto normal with normal finance. We host these spaces to help make the crypto world a little easier to understand because let's be real, it can get extremely overwhelming. It's obviously an extremely fast moving space, right? So it's easy for us to all feel lost. It's easy for you to feel like you're always playing catch up as a result of that. So our goal is to always empower you by breaking things down in a way that is useful so that you can obviously feel confident, you can explore, you can participate, and even contribute to the space, right? So, some of you might know me, some of you might not. Maybe this is your first time tuning in. So, just real quick, my name is Claire. You might know me as Aliens. I am the head of community at BitcoinOS. I am extremely excited today to bring the Normal Finance team to the stage. They've created a platform that makes crypto investing super simple, guys, super approachable, and super normal. Their platform actually offers on-chain crypto indexes that let you invest in different niches like AI, DeFi, so on and so forth. And before we dive into intros, I just want to take a moment to highlight what crypto indexes are, just so that pretty much we're all on the same page here, right? So a crypto index is pretty much like a single asset that reflects the performance of a group of projects. So, for example, that could be like the top 10 by market cap, right? So, if I were to go ahead and purchase this asset, let's call it T10. If I were to buy T10, I would end up buying all the top 10 projects by market cap, right? I would end up having a share in all the top 10 projects by market cap. So a perfect analogy for this is like it's like basically like picking a playlist instead of like choosing different songs that you want to basically like listen to. So enough from me. I'm super happy to welcome my friends over at Normal Finance. Thank you for being so patient as we obviously like set the stage here. Justin, Jake, Josh, good to see you guys. How are you? Please feel free to introduce yourselves. How'd you guys all come together? And when did you guys go full-time crypto?
Hey, Claire, it's great to hear from you, and super pumped and excited for all the hype and the love that you have for us here today. Just want to take a second to give you guys a huge shout out. I know you guys and our creative director Jake, Mr. Pinzado, have had this in the works for a couple months now. So it's a real honor and a real blessing to finally make this happen and be kind of sharing the same vision together. And yeah, you guys are super inspirational to us because I think we kind of share a lot in that vision where we really just want to make crypto easy and simple and take all the best aspects of each chain and jam pack them into a single platform that users can have fun with, they can enjoy, and they can just get the maximum value out of. So yeah, I'll do a little intro into myself and then pass it to Justin, my amazing co-founder, and the rest of our normal team that's on today. My name's Josh. I'm the co-founder and technical CEO of Normal. I've been working in fintech and crypto for about the past 5 years. Went to school for computer science and worked in fintech for banks for a couple of years, and really just was left unsatisfied building tech for these archaic legacy institutions that just move super slow. They had no interest in crypto. I was kind of learning about Bitcoin and Ethereum at the time, and just didn't have an outlet to express that desire and that pure excitement that I think everybody here has had at one point or another, and even still today for cryptocurrency. Eventually left that position to found my first company with Justin, who I met in college, which was Normal. And really, our mission is to just make crypto simple, to make it a normal, everyday thing, to break down those barriers and to get it to the masses around the world. And I think we have a pretty unique twist and spin to how we're doing that. And so I'm excited to share that with you guys today. So I'll pass it to Justin.
Thanks, Josh. And thank you so much, Claire. It's amazing to be here with you in this digital space. And thank you so much to BitcoinOS for allowing Normal to do our Crypto Academy and share a lot of insight on how we're making crypto normal with our on-chain crypto indexes. I originally got into crypto back in 2016, almost a full decade. I was a junior in high school, and I started using Bitcoin ATMs because I saw them around town in Chicago. And so I reached out to CoinFlip, the largest Bitcoin ATM company in the world, going worldwide, for an internship, and he accepted it very kindly. So I started my career very young in high school, and I worked with them for a few years. And being a traveler on Team USA, I really saw so much value in digital currency and universal economics, just with the US dollar and all the different fiat currencies in the world, and us going digital. There's so much opportunity. And as an investor, I always loved each cryptocurrency, but it was so hard to use cryptocurrency, through centralized exchanges, different digital wallets, decentralized exchanges. It's so frustrating, having 30 different wallets just to earn passive income and own the best assets. So that's why Josh and I are making crypto normal with the Dream Team, with crypto indexes, allowing anyone to make custom indexes, even with real world assets and stocks or commodities down the road. People can really curate their investing strategies, and we really just want to empower individuals in every corner. So we're really excited to share more of the story, but happy to pass the mic off to our amazing creative director, Jake.
Thank you, Justin, and thank you again, Claire, for hosting us today. It's a pleasure to be here. I am the creative director of Normal. I handle most of our branding, content creation, and a lot of our co-marketing stuff. I got into crypto back in 2020. I originally met Justin when I was in middle school at a wrestling tournament, and he's been talking to me about crypto ever since. I've been a part of Normal for about 3 years now, and I'm currently wrestling and getting a marketing and business degree from Aurora University.
Awesome, awesome. It's nice to, first of all, nice to talk to you again, Justin. It's been a minute. I think we chatted like, I think it was like 2, 3 months ago last, but it's good to talk to you. And Jake, good to talk to you in person. I mean, it's not really person, but digitally, I guess, instead of like messaging. Josh, good to talk to you as well. So happy to have you guys, of course. Like this has obviously been a long time coming. We've been trying to like organize something for like the last like I don't know, it's honestly been like 4 or 5 months now. So I know I'm just super excited for this conversation because like like you guys mentioned, like I think we're so in alignment with our ethos. We definitely share like the same kind of like missions and understanding perspective, really trying to like simplify the user journey, especially because, there's a major issue in crypto, which is fragmentation. We talk about this a lot. So simplifying the user journey and creating unity is like one of the most important things here. So I just have so much respect for what you guys are doing. But yeah, hopefully we can all get together someday at one of these events, or maybe we can co-host an event together in the near future. I think that would be super cool. Um, but yeah, moving forward, let's dive into normal finance. What inspired the name Normal in Normal Finance, and how would you say that it reflects your mission on making DeFi more accessible, more approachable for just like the everyday user?
Yeah, absolutely. I selfishly think this was one of the most fun parts in any business formation is coming up with your name. And as a first-time founder, it took a while to come up with the name together, but I really think it's been an eye-winning experience to build more of what that name means as a culture with our team over the past 3 to 4 years. Really, it came down to our original mission was a bit of a different focus in the crypto space. It was kind of fueled from wanting to make it easier for people to buy crypto assets from their bank account and not have to wait 3 or 4 days for those transfers to settle and then pay 2 or 3% in fees across like Coinbase and Binance. And so really out of that was kind of born this mission that we have, which is to flip the script, to change this reality of the complications and riskiness and intimidations of cryptocurrency and blockchain, and to just make it a normal everyday thing that's approachable for the masses. We took a lot of inspiration from the recent, amazing, super successful launch of the Bitcoin ETFs last year, and really it excited us, but it also scared us because, you're basically taking Bitcoin, which is a groundbreaking asset, and DeFi, which is changing our lives for the foreseeable future, and wrapping it still in a traditional financial tool, which is great for some people, but we believe that we can do better, and that really strips away the inherent benefits that Bitcoin and crypto provides. So we knew that there had to be an on-chain alternative to that, and that's really what we're striving to do every day, is make sure that people can create custom index funds that not only support cryptocurrencies, but also support a wide variety of real world assets, such as commodities, different fiat currencies, and even custom prediction markets that you might have down the road, and being able to give people that freedom to make that choice and to customize it to them.
Very cool. Awesome. Love that. Absolutely love that. And I love that for you guys. It's not just like it's not just a name that you guys chose, right? It's pretty much like a statement. It's your ethos, it's your lifestyle, it's your culture, it's the way that you guys like navigate through the space. And I think that obviously like crypto shouldn't be something that's like intimidating. It shouldn't be something that's out of reach. We just obviously need better tools. We need better access. We need more unification across the board. So I love that you guys are like implementing that in everything that you guys are doing, in the way that you guys operate, and the tools that you guys offer, your user experience, all of that. So, so much respect to you guys. Uh, what would you guys say are some ways that you guys have been planning or promoting this like normal lifestyle to basically like attract people who might feel intimidated by the space, by intimidated by DeFi?
Yeah, great question, Claire. Some ways we're showing and teaching people, enlightening them, you could say, about how crypto isn't scary, is really just getting a diverse group of people and showing them that crypto can help them take over their finances in a free way, just with traditional investing values, like just going long term, value based diversification, basically applying all the Warren Buffett um, methods of success for investing and teaching them that you just apply that to crypto. And the data shows, Bitcoin being at 100,000 this year and looking like a very bright future with all of its government adoption and stimulus. And what we're really approaching is that diversity, and that really ties into Stellar and them really trying to increase accessibility and financial inclusion around the world. And our team is just full of so many super heroes. Shout out to Amit, our head of marketer. He's in the chat. And then our head developer, our head front end developer, he's from Slovenia, and Amit's from India, with so much international travel. And the thing is, people just don't have the education. So we're really taking that grassroots approach, trying to establish a bunch of decentralized normal nodes around the world. And that's really how we're doing it. And some ways we've done this in person, we've been fortunate enough to host some special in-person events, like our one in ETH Denver. We really didn't make it about any work or anything like that. We just hosted a really fun kickback, people hanging out in the backyard eating pizza, with our CEO being a DJ. You guys should hear Josh on the DJ set. He's really good. Jake's phenomenal at the guitar. And then I'm on like Team USA for wrestling. So we really are encouraging like an extravagant, extraordinary lifestyle. And that's how we're marketing it. And just helping people understand that life is a lot bigger than just work and money, but it's also about having fun, enjoying the moments and people you're surrounded by. And we've really had a deep joy spreading cryptocurrency through memories and relationships. That's how we've been doing it.
Wow. Amazing, amazing. Yeah, one thing I love about you guys are that one, you guys are like all like really good friends and like childhood friends. And then I also love that you guys are also like athletes, which just like resonates with me because I've pretty much been I've been competing in and out of powerlifting. I've been doing bodybuilding pretty much like my whole life. So just your lifestyle and approach just resonates so much with me. But yeah, I'm sad I missed that ETH Denver event because I was there. And I think I think when you actually like arrived at Denver is actually when I left. So it was yeah, the timing was off, but hopefully we can catch each other next time. But Yeah, and I also love your normal Fridays, by the way, as well. I think Jake actually reached out to me to see if he could use one of my videos where when I was in Colorado, and implement that in one of the videos that you guys like put together. Yeah, it's just nice because it's like you really want to create like relatability in like every aspect. You want to create, you guys want to like make everything like feel very human and very approachable, so it's just nice that that is so much part of like your ethos and just how you guys are like operating. Financial freedom isn't just about like technical analysis or just like reading charts all day and just doing so much like research like endlessly. It's about like creating a space to like live on your own terms. So I love that you guys have embedded that into your culture, and I love that you guys are offering diversification as well, because can't put all your eggs into one basket. And it's obviously very difficult for a lot of people to be able to just do that much research. Sometimes it's very difficult to do that like level of in-depth research. So it's nice that you guys are able to kind of like help diversify that, and create accessibility. So I heard that you guys were launching a new protocol. Could you tell us about that? Like, what's the purpose? How is it going to benefit users? So on and so forth.
Yeah, definitely. It's the new protocol has been a labor of love for quite a few months now. But so that's we kind of realized that we've been building these on-chain index funds really for about the past year and a half, and we realized that we really kind of have to take a step backwards before we can move forwards, which tends to be the case in any kind of productive endeavor. But we realized there was this bigger problem around the crypto space. Not just kind of the typical fragmentation that I think we all are aware kind of exists and is still growing today. But the problem is that you can't trade or get exposure to every asset you want to from any one single place on the blockchain. Perpetual markets and exchanges have done a phenomenal job in solving this, and that's why things like hyperliquid drift and DYDX have become so popular over the past 4 years. But we think that we can take it a step further from that, because with those you just have contracts that exist kind of within the confines of that particular platform, and you can't glean like the additional benefits that DeFi can offer. So really, what we're focused on building is kind of like tokenized versions of assets, these synthetic assets that not only give you the exposure to a particular asset you want to, but you can also do two additional things with them. You can use them around DeFi as you please, so you can stake them and earn yield, lend and borrow them, and use them in aggregation with any other tool set that you're familiar with, and you can include them in this kind of like structured product protocol that we have. So all that's to say that over the next week and the week after next, we're going to be opening up this new protocol for normal on testnet. We're working very closely with the Halburn security audit team to fix bugs and vulnerabilities with that. And we have a lot of juicy quests and things that people can complete on Zeely that can they can provide help with us on that testnet, and we can kind of give some love back to that. And then ultimately, we're focused on using that feedback to get to a mainnet launch around the first to second week of August. And yeah, it's a synthetic asset protocol. It basically lets you trade any crypto or RWA and your index funds from a single decentralized exchange. So no more having to use bridges, 2 or 3 different wallets, various different centralized exchanges. You can manage all of your investing from a single wallet, from a single on-chain venue. And these tokens are tradable from your existing kind of favorite dexes. So you can use normal, or you can continue using your preferred exchange as well. So these things, all these different assets can be combined into these really unique index funds. We have the ability for people to create both private and public index funds. So private funds are perfect if you just want to automate your own personal trading, or if you're maybe an institution or a really kind of like locked in investor and you have some kind of proprietary strategy that you want to gain the benefit of, but you want some privacy around that. Those indexes can be updated and rebalanced as often as you want. And on the flip side, we have public indexes that are really great for building community around. They're indexes that anybody in the world can use, and that a portion of the fees and revenue that's generated goes back to you as an index creator. So it's also a form of passive income for you. And we're working with a lot of different influencers in the space and different companies that have like an ethos or a culture where certain assets maybe fit within those goals, and they can create their own custom indexes and then invest collectively as that community. And so it's just kind of another deeper layer of connection that these communities can take to work together. So that's kind of the high level view. Like I said, a lot of the stuff that we have is already engageable on Zeely. Jake and Amit have been huge on our team getting that set up. And so all that kind of goes towards earning experience and points in our different seasons and campaigns that we have that will ultimately contribute towards our normal token airdrop that we have slated for Q4 of this year. Norm is a utility token that unlocks a lot of additional features within our ecosystem that we'll be sharing a lot more of over the coming weeks. And yeah, if you're able to get in early and help us with some feedback and even go in and add your amazing investing ideas, we're really excited to hear you out and work with you and give you some experience.
Amazing, amazing, and I love the points that you mentioned regarding like just issues that are caused by like fragmentation. This is something that like we talk a lot about here. I think like that's one of like the core challenges that we experience in space as like a team, as a project. There's just so much happening, guys, like across chains, across different narratives, across different ecosystems. And like on the user end of things, it's so hard to make sense of it all. Let alone like navigate it right in a way that makes sense, in a way that's effective. Like for the average person trying to build this like well-rounded portfolio typically means that you have to like juggle dozens of different tokens. You have to track constant market shifts. You have to do this overwhelming amount of research. So it's nice because it's like that's where you guys come in, right? That's where crypto indexes come in. You guys are offering this like super elegant solution to bundling like a niche group of assets into essentially like a single token, which then gives you exposure to that niche without having to sit there, without having to micromanage. So you guys are drastically reducing the noise and creating just like such a streamlined process for like the user, which is so essential in such a fragmented, multi-chain space. Um, so I love that. And love that you guys are also giving back to the community with Zeely as well. To our community, like our community loves Zeely. So highly recommend you guys like check out check out Normal Finance, check out their Zeely, see what they're doing. Love that you guys are giving back to the community. And before we continue with the space, I just wanted to share today's secret code with our community. And that secret code is no caps. It's make crypto normal again. Genius, right? Okay, let's go. I noticed that you guys have collaborated with Stellar. Love Stellar, by the way. How would you guys say that it aligns with your goals? And then also, like, why did you guys choose to collaborate with Stellar as well?
Yeah, great question. And I love the community incentives. Super excited about the Zeely points in your community. Super inspiring. Stellar is the best. We're so proud to be building on Stellar. And at first it was difficult. We were very attracted to Solana with them having the largest growth in volume in the past couple of years in DeFi. But what really made us choose Stellar was this Draper University and Stellar Astro Hacker House that we were blessed with. We were able to join it. Josh and I, they sponsored our flights there, took care of us for 3 weeks, letting us talk to the best founders, all provided by Stellar and Draper University. And that was like their first really investment into us. And we were just strangers with our legacy product. So after we got to, work with their developers, their amazing marketing team, so many names come to mind, like Chris Anatalio. He was a great mentor of ours. He's a Stellar developer, and he really guided Josh and our dev work amazingly. And we just coding on their blockchain was very approachable and you know, easy for us. We gained a lot of traction and a lot of ground pretty fast. And what really made us choose Stellar as our layer one blockchain is just their support and response. The community is so phenomenal. If you're not familiar with it, the Stellar ecosystem and foundation is super strong, and they're in great touch with all their projects. And I'm personally super bullish on XLM and their entire ecosystem as an investor. I think it's a great asset to hold on to. And with their continued support, they've really helped us with our audits, our marketing, and our development. So we're really proud to build better on Stellar.
Wow, that's amazing. I had no idea that they provided so much support. That's incredible. I mean, it speaks volumes, and it makes sense, right? If you look at XLM and if you look at like what they're building and their purpose, like it totally makes sense that they're helping the projects that are like building on their ecosystem. I'm also a major fan of Stellar. Have a pretty big bag in XLM. Is it doing well? Probably not. But regardless, we're in it for the long game, right? Still a major supporter of their ecosystem. I love that they provided you guys with, more than just like funding. They definitely provided you guys with so much like visibility, community support. Super cool that they sponsored for you guys to like come out and just gave you guys lots of guidance and advice on how to like navigate normal finance. So that's really cool. And so you guys, so you would say that it's definitely like helped like helped and like shaped and grown your community, your visibility. Would you say that it's kind of like helped with that?
Yeah, I mean, hands down, kind of the main benefit that we see and unique proposition that Stellar has is on the distribution side. They have a really unique approach to reaching communities around the world in different countries and continents, kind of outside of the US, and kind of the main crypto hubs that we're familiar with. And there's a ton of existing apps in these communities that are reaching people that truly have these like everyday blockchain solvable problems like hyperinflation, being able to send money and funds to friends and family maybe across halfway across the world. And we've just seen the work that they've done be the most hyper focused on that. And we have a two-pronged approach. So Stellar, is the main platform that we're beginning with. Normal will be available on Solana probably early 2026. And really, it's kind of for two main reasons. We want to be able to provide these index funds to everyone, but we see the biggest value that they can provide to these people that have these needs the most. Whether they're experiencing inflation in their fiat currencies, and they just don't have custodial support or exchange support to be able to go in and trade the different variety of assets. And even if they do, that's not their main priority. Like they have much bigger problems on their mind that they're fighting and they're focused on. And so the ease in solution of an index fund just makes it so much more elegant for them to be able to have that financial freedom. On the flip side, and at the same time, um, we are focusing on these two primary kind of non-EVM blockchains because that's where the biggest need is for being able to trade assets individually. So Solana and Stellar alike, don't have native support for ERC tokens. They don't have native support for Bitcoin. That there are, definitely wrapped versions that are out there. But we want to take that a step further and deeper and be able to expand that support to the top two, even 300 crypto assets on those platforms. And so, yeah, we're partnering with each to be able to solve kind of each of those multifaceted problems uniquely. But Stellar has been absolutely amazing, like Justin said, very unique, very open and loving. And it's just, yeah, it's been a blessing to work with them, and we're excited to kind of expand our community.
Amazing. Love to hear that, and love to hear that you guys are expanding to like different ecosystems as well. Once again, it speaks volumes to your ethos. You guys are genuinely trying to create as much accessibility and just create the most like streamlined process. So appreciate you guys there. I was actually also going to take a second here to see if I can like pin your link. I think it's your link tree. Jake actually like messaged me to see if I could like link it. I want to do that, but the only way that I can actually like pin something to the board is if it's if Jake, if you could actually like drop that as a comment in like the post announcement to this space, if that makes sense, and then I'll take a second to just like pin that. Um, but yeah, while you guys are taking a second to do that, I guess like I wanted to ask if you guys have any other like partnerships aligned with any dexes, any like wallet integrations of sorts that we can kind of look forward to.
Yeah, we have some exciting integrations and partnerships right with our mainnet launch. We're grateful to be supported by the Stellar ecosystem. So their largest wallet, Lobster and Beans, we have integrations with them to get Norm token in there that you can even lend and borrow. So you can start getting more DeFi benefits that way. And then we're partnering with their top decentralized exchange, Aquarius, for getting deep liquidity and market making for all of our token pairings. And we have a hardware wallet integration down the road with Hito Wallet. So we're going to be getting into hardware. And that's just the beginning. We have a lot of partnerships in the mix right now, and that we're going to continue to expand our ecosystem just to increase that accessibility to help make crypto normal all across the world. And really, our approach is to not make people come to normal. Yes, that's great to have them on our in-house app, but we really want to meet the users where they're already using crypto and show them how normal is a portal to all of crypto in just a few clicks. And we're super excited to integrate our tokens across the world and crypto ecosystem.
Amazing. Yeah, I love that you guys are meeting them versus having them come to you. That's definitely super important here. And so I'm pretty sure those are like some pretty like key players in the Stellar ecosystem, right? The projects that you mentioned.
Yeah, those are really the largest applications with the most users and volume. The two biggest is Lobster and Aquarius, and then Beans is a really strong wallet that has amazing lending and borrowing uh, benefits to it.
Very cool. Love it. You guys are really like, expanding in that ecosystem as much as you can. So that's really cool. One thing that I noticed that you guys mentioned a lot, and I might be wrong here, but is pretty much like tokenizing everything, right? Stocks, crypto, real estate. How would you say that you guys plan to differentiate yourselves from other projects that are doing this?
Yeah, I can touch on that. The key difference is that Normal is bringing it on chain in an indexable way. So instead of just having tokenized versions of these individual assets and all the cluster that comes with that and the friction, we're allowing people to tokenize everything in a customizable, indexable fashion. So we're gonna have the normal top 5, normal top 10, top 15, top 50, 100 crypto index along with AI indexes, RWA indexes, DeFi indexes, DPIN, meme indexes, and those are kind of like the structure of them. And then from there, people can go in and customize it, add, the S&P 500 to it, the world index for all stocks in every country, and even their favorite commodities, and they can combine that into a tokenized version all in one, and then even access DeFi benefits of lending and borrowing to really maximize the value that their liquidity has.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I think the shift from like tokenizing assets to obviously making them like truly indexable is like what's setting you guys apart here. It's not just about like access, right? It's about being strategic. It's about intentional access and like packaging like these narratives into like simple like boxes, so to speak. But I just want to say for our community, for everybody, I just pinned the normal finance link tree to the jumbotron, as you guys like to call it, or to the board at the top of the space. So feel free to check them out. You can get access to their website, their white paper. Take a look, go explore, see what they're all about. Obviously, what they're doing is extremely important, extremely valuable. So feel free to touch on that as well if you'd like. I see your hand is up. If you guys would like to touch on the link tree, you absolutely more than welcome to.
Jake, did you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I'll talk. I accidentally put my hand up, but that's okay. So yeah, our link tree has all of our, socials and everything, including the Zeely quest link. That's pretty much your go-to spot for anything a part of our community. You can get, interacted in all of our socials that way, and including the Zeely. So I know you guys are really excited about that.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and I figured you put your hand up accidentally after there was a 30 seconds of silence there. That's fine. It's all good. Um, but awesome. Yeah. So we're obviously like coming to like a, coming to an end here, and there was like some community questions. So I do want to dive into those, but just like the last like two, three questions here, real quick. Any exciting features or products on your roadmap that we can look forward to this year?
Yeah, definitely. So we've got our mainnet coming up in early August, and then two things I'll mention. We're kind of taking a unique spin, just something different than normal, no pun intended, on our token launch later this year. We really want to make it as community focused as possible. So literally kind of starting it like a meme coin as much as we can, and I say that like with the best benefit as possible. But starting it from zero market cap, where we create the liquidity pool, and users who are rewarded from helping us out from the early days are able to access that immediately, but also people can trade it from the very beginning. So no more like low float, high FDV type thing where there's like really private investors that are just dumping on the community. We really want to make sure that the community gets there first, and that they're rewarded for the support, and that things can grow organically and not kind of start from a cliff and then it's just like trying to catch a falling knife from there. Um, and then beyond that, we're focused on building this into next year, but the ability for people to create and provide their own custom Oracle sources. So we don't want to be the arbiters of like what information or what assets or prices are dictated that like can or can't be used in indexes. We want people to really have the sky is the limit in terms of how they can diversify. And so building a system where people can create and maintain these custom Oracle sources, whether it be for things like NFT, floor prices, or anything else that's on chain, or it's kind of, just any random piece of information around the world. I think like the greatest example of that is like in prediction markets. So yeah, those are two things we're really focused on that you can expect from our team to ship in the next couple months.
Awesome. Yeah, we definitely looking forward to that, and I'll definitely be keeping an eye out for your mainnet launch as well. And yeah, maybe we can actually like host another space when that comes around, so that you guys could get the spotlight there as well. I would love for you guys to be able to talk more about it. And yeah, to our community, like please, 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 please give the Normal Finance like a follow. Give the team a follow, just so that you can keep updated with everything that's going on within their ecosystem. Um, last two questions here, because I do want to give time for just community questions and whatnot. Um, any challenges that you guys have faced, or that you're ready to face within the next year?
Yeah, I think the big one has been what everybody's kind of faced, which is making sure that we can still build a creative product that people can express themselves in, and that we can express our excitement in, but also have it be within the confines of a regulated environment globally. Definitely, in a single country, that's a challenge to begin with, but on a global landscape, it becomes even broader. So we're kind of towing a fine line between respecting that, but also being able to to build things fast and ship quickly, and kind of worry about the details later. But we do want to make sure that from a security standpoint, everything is taken care of, which is as we partner with Halburn to make sure that that's a reality. So not anything too uncommon from a lot of other protocols and apps out there. But really, we're just excited to finally bring this to light, and to work with our community and our amazing fans to be able to use this.
Awesome. Yeah, I think you guys are, you guys are leading with transparency. You're leading with honesty. You guys are authentic. Your ethos is already so like, it's community oriented. Everything that you guys are doing is for the community. Approachability, accessibility, simplification. So I think these initiatives speak volumes. So you guys are doing a fantastic job. You guys are doing great. And then final question, is there just anything else that you guys would like to cover that hasn't been mentioned today?
No, I mean you've been fantastic, Claire. So I really appreciate your moderation and guidance. Happy to answer any questions or pass it back to you for how you want to lead it next.
Yeah, thanks so much, Claire. For anyone listening here, if you want to just join our Telegram or Discord for partnership opportunities and continue the fun, normal life together, we would love for you to jump into our Normal Fridays and we could support your lifestyle and see who you are outside of crypto. We would love to see you there. And once again, thank you so much, Claire, for everything. This has been a joy to speak with you.
Let's go, guys. It's not just about the tech, it's about the culture. All right. It's about the culture. We're building together. It's about co-creation. I love it. I love it so much. Yeah, it's been a pleasure having you guys, of course, always. Long time coming. And, I hope to have this space again, when you guys get closer to like mainnet launch. Just if you guys have space like time, like 15 minutes just for like some community questions, that would be awesome. Um, Take Profit came up to the speaker panel first, so we'll just go with him. Welcome to the speaker panel, my friend. Take Profit. Good to see you. Good to have you. We would love to hear from you. The mic is yours. Take Profit. Hello, friend. Are you there? Earth to Take Profit. All right. Well, in that case, not a problem. We'll just go over to our community questions then. Let's see here. There's quite a few questions that came in. So some of these are BitcoinOS related. So Sudi asked, I have a question for Normal Finance. Looking through your X profile, you have started a test net with Stellar. Do you think there will still be a need for so many chains in the future when the Boss mainnet goes online?
I love that question, especially because it talks about just the supreme vibes and utility that Boss provides. Hot take on that. I think there will definitely be like probably central like 3 to 5 chains, 20, 30 years from now, where the majority of transactions and volume kind of goes through. And then beyond that, on like a private enterprise side, I think it's really going to be just that. It's going to be private. I think that the proliferation of private blockchains, like we're already beginning to see, and that enterprises are really going to want that, and that it's not necessarily going to manifest itself in the form of like a token for different S&P 500 companies, because their businesses are very unique and they don't really care about necessarily having a token, but it's going to create, these private blockchains are going to create massive efficiency gaps for them, and that's going to result to shareholder value, which is going to raise stock prices, and that's really the benefit that blockchain and crypto is going to provide. And as Bitcoin OS like is going to be the number one premier player in providing that, as a main stakeholder in being able to bridge those gaps between those top 3 to 5 chains. I can see you guys definitely being that kind of that oracle and waymaker for enterprises being able to enter that land, whether it's on a public or private side.
That's definitely a good take there, and I definitely agree with you. I think that we're gonna see just like like a few chains as kind of like creating like the foundational layer, and everything's kind of like secured by that. So I definitely agree with you. That's our goal. Is we're trying to create like a super chain alliance initially with all the UTXO based chains, Litecoin, Doge, Cardano, right, and create that as like the security layer that all these other chains can kind of like plug into and anchor into and almost like be secured by. So definitely on the same page with you there, and I think that's a great answer to that. Some of these questions are for us.
You go.
Hello, my
Yeah,
friend. Yes, are you there now? You're here.
yeah.
Cool. We'd love to
Yeah,
hear from you.
yeah. Thank you very much for giving me the platform. I greet everybody who is here today, from alien to to the normal protocol, guys. I greet you, and I followed this from the beginning, so I am very delighted for what the normal fee is coming up with. What's actually makes me love it the most is the fact that the community, they are going with the users even with their normal life. They take their users serious, and they want to know what is going on outside the world of crypto. So I actually appreciate that a lot. And my question is the test net, since they said the main net would be launched in Q4, is the test net still on? And what's if it is still on, what are the criterias to be eligible for the airdrop? So I think that's my question.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. Definitely, the test net is 1,000% still on. I mean, we're super hyped internally about that. So that's going to be coming out in the next 1 to 2 weeks. And with that, we'll share a lot of information in terms of different tasks that you can complete to make sure that you get 100% completion and the most value out of it. The main things will be just creating a stellar wallet, and then we'll send you testnet funds to be able to have a good time and mess around with the application for free. And really, there'll be kind of like 3 or 4 main things, like items to do. One will be creating your own custom index fund. Another one will be executing a swap on our platform. Our platform works very similar to Uniswap or Radium or Jupiter, where you just pick the 2 tokens you want to trade and you can go from there. And then all that information is tracked on our side, so it's no heavy lifting or no burden to you to keep track of that. And then we'll kind of release the results of that over the next couple months in terms of what that means for the airdrop as we kind of finalize details with the token.
Awesome. Take profit. Hopefully that answers your question, my friend, and thank you for coming up to the speaker panel. So this next question is actually pretty interesting, and I kind of like just I'm just excited to hear like what your approach would be. But John asked, what approach are you guys taking to help the elderly see crypto as easy and normal?
Yeah, I think I can definitely take that answer, handling most of our client relations and campaigns. This is actually a lot of fun. Sometimes takes more time than you want, working with older people. They have so many questions and they don't understand tech like us. Um, but our main demographic is mostly 25 to 40-year olds, but there's still that large part of the older generation that is crypto curious and likes alternative investing. And I'd say how we're approaching that is really through traditional money managers and financial advisors, wealth planners, and retirement planners. Part of our institutional sales and operational partnerships, we're looking to create crypto sheets where they can kind of have that traditional financial breakdown of the crypto index. How does it perform month after month? All the specs and breakdowns of each cryptocurrency to see their value. So it's kind of meeting them where they're at again. They like to work with their financial advisors and retirement planners. That's where Normal is going to go through to really meet them there, where they're comfortable.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's honestly the best approach, right? I think like humans, animals, we're all very much like routine animals. Or right, wait, does that make sense? Yes. We're very much like routine creatures, routine-based creatures. So it's nice to I think the best approach here would be to obviously just meet them where they already are, right? So that's cool. You guys are kind of like merging like traditional finance with like DeFi in a sense. Very cool. And this next question, we actually already kind of like covered this. We talked about like fragmentation a little bit, just like the user journey. Talking about how it's kind of like difficult to invest in one asset via one platform, so on and so forth, or different assets via one platform. So this next question is from Anon. He said, "What do you think is the biggest thing holding crypto back from being normal?"
I would, Josh, you can speak on this, but I would just say time, since it's an entire new way of economics and finance. The biggest thing is just going to be adoption and utility creation. And Normal's really here to catalyze that. There's really no good mutual funds or on-chain versions to get a quick exposure to the entire crypto market or sectors like AI. Like even if you were to ask the individual person, what's your favorite AI crypto? That's such a tough question. You would have to just make a bet on the sector. That's kind of my response to it. As time goes on, crypto will be more normal.
Yeah, I think it's definitely, from my perspective, all what lies in the user experience side. Um, there's definitely a place for applications that are purely DeFi or purely crypto, and they can market it, and they can, like, that's their bread and butter. I think us is one of those, and there's a plethora out there that kind of fall in that category. But the largest thing that's going to take crypto from where it is to where it's actually normal are you know actual use cases where it's just like users getting the value that they want and getting it as quickly as possible. I was talking to somebody, or I heard somebody tell the story a while ago. Like, crypto right now is basically the equivalent of, like, when Facebook first came out, it asking you to connect your bank account, before you can actually create your profile. It's like no one's gonna ever do that, because, like, you want to use Facebook because you want to catch up with friends and family, not because you want to worry if you're going to get hacked or scammed, or because you want to figure out the password that you set 8 years ago. Um, we need to solve those problems first, and we need to, like, in my opinion, the killer apps are not necessarily going to be financial apps, are not necessarily going to be like connect your MetaMask or connect your Phantom type apps, but they're going to be things that people are already using, and that crypto just makes that 10, 15, 20x better. um, a great example is something that I think a lot of people have been working on for a long time, which is replacing the backbone of, like, the New York Stock Exchange or the Nasdaq with the blockchain. We have this already incredible feat of humanity, from a technological standpoint, that's been created, like, the most efficient, performant trading engine and order book on in the world. And if we can switch that over to being powered by blockchain, this new technology that we all love and adore so much, all these traders at the end of the day don't really care how it's happening. All they care is that their money gets settled instantly and not T+2, and they care that there's transparency. It makes their tax filings easier. It makes their compliance easier. It allows them to invest in assets that they maybe wouldn't have had access to before. That's what they care about. And so, yeah, that's kind of my take on it. But I think there's a lot of great answers to this. But we're trying to solve just one sliver of making crypto normal.
Yeah, no, I love that, and I definitely agree with you. I think it really, there's a lot of elements here that tie into like the user journey. I mean, just like I, just like getting anybody started in crypto. It's like I think about it sometimes. I'm like, I used to put so much time and effort into like onboarding like my friends, and now I've kind of like taken a step back. And there's so much going on, and it even like ties into like scams and like preventing yourself from getting hacked, and not only just in like Web3 but also like in Web2. It's like hard to explain that to somebody when they don't even use a VPN. They don't even like have like a malware prevention software like Malwarebytes. It's like, how do I they literally, their only like verification source is like their phone number, for example. They don't even use like authenticators or so on and so forth. It's like I don't even know where to begin, because it's like the truth is, whenever you're like onboarding people into crypto, uh one of their biggest failures, one of your biggest failures is going to be like, if you don't mention, hey, this space is like a cesspool for like scams, and just, yeah, like you're basically setting them up for failure, so um I think that there's too much going on. It's multi-chain. We have siloed liquidity. The user journey is just, it's not approachable. It's not streamlined. We need better tools. We need a better like user experience overall. So once again, that's why I appreciate like what you guys are doing, because you're definitely kind of like merging like something that's like already existed and already makes sense, like in traditional markets, and blending that and bringing that to like Web3, and making it make more sense, like by offering different types of tools, and kind of like what Justin said, right? Like meeting them where they're at, which is super important. I think that that's something that we don't do in this space. We don't meet people where they're at. we just expect them to come to us, and we just expect them to just go through the journey of like learning everything. It's not easy. It took me years to be able to understand so many different concepts, and for somebody to even say like, oh, I know everything about crypto is just a pure lie. It's like I still don't know so much. I'm still learning every single day. Like I learned so much from you guys today, and I'm sure that our audience can attest to that as well. I'm sure everybody feels the same way. So, and it's constantly changing. The space moves so fast and moves so quick. So, yeah, we definitely need to meet people where they're at as much as we possibly can to really help with adoption, to really help with the user journey. So yeah, love your insights there. Let's see here. I think we're kind of like wrapping up. One final question here. I'm sorry for we've got like a couple other questions from the community, but I know you guys are super busy, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. So to be cryptological asked, question for Normal Finance, could you comment on the future prospect of borrowing against crypto assets and whether this is something Normal Finance might integrate as a public offering in the future?
Yes, Josh, you can speak on that as well. We definitely plan on doing this and pretty immediate after mainnet launch. So any custom index or normal index or normal token will be eligible for DeFi integration with lending and borrowing. And you can even borrow against your house in the future and index everything. So all that on-chain liquidity is certainly accessible for DeFi protocols. And we have some key partnerships in the mix to make that a reality.
Yeah, first of all, I love that username to be cryptological. That's top tier. But yeah, Justin said it, pretty much perfectly. We really want to stay in our lane and focus on what we're best at. And there's a lot of other teams that are really, really good at money markets and building, building those type of products. So we, have a lot of partnerships set up that are going to come out once we're live on mainnet. To support lending and borrowing for our assets and our index funds as well. And we really hope to be able to give people a variety of options that they can use to do that, whether it's purely crypto native, whether there's a fiat element to it, or even using real world assets such as like mortgages or HELOCs or that area. There's some companies we're working with that are way smarter and a lot better at that than we are. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for that. And thank you so much for joining our space today, for educating our community. It's obviously super important, and we say this time and time again, it's super important to provide them with the right tools and knowledge they need to be able to kind of navigate the space efficiently and effectively. So, really appreciate you guys once again. Like, genuinely, I hope like, I have so much respect for you guys. I really love what you guys are doing, and I genuinely like love your team as well. Like you guys are so friendly, and just always just spreading so much positivity. Love your normal Fridays. Just yeah, I love speaking with you guys. Love chatting with you guys. You guys have been like in like just you guys are just gems. Honestly, you guys are gems. I hope you know that. Like. I have just so much respect for you guys. And again, it's just been awesome hosting you guys today. And hopefully, whether it's when you guys go live with your mainnet or whether you guys are whenever you guys are getting close to your mainnet launch, would love to have you guys again. Would love to give you guys the spotlight. And who knows, maybe we can explore a future collaboration or a partnership of sorts. I think there's definitely a lot of like room for that here, and I think it would make a lot of sense. But yeah, other than that, guys, if there's any, final closing remarks that you guys would like to give, feel free to do so. And just like shout out to our community that's here. See a lot of like regulars. A lot of you guys have been, pretty much staying tuned in this entire time. So shout out to you guys. One thing I love about our community, and I see a lot of your community members in here too, is that you guys are doing everything you can to just stay up to date with as much knowledge as you possibly can. And I just respect that so much for you. I think doing your own research is one of the most important things to like navigating this space. And I just love seeing the same faces here week after week after week. You guys are doing the due diligence and, to say the least. And I respect that so much. I love that we don't have to like beg you, to do that. I love that you just feel empowered just doing that on your own. But yeah, with that, enough of me, guys. If you guys would like to give a final closing remark, we would love to hear that. And then from there, you know, enjoy the rest of your week.
Yeah, a couple things. First of all, Claire, thank you so much for just opening your platform to us and trusting us. It's been an honor to get to know you and just learn about the amazing tech that you guys are building. You're such an interesting human being, and I can really see the love that you pour not only into yourself but your job and your community and all the people that have shown up here because of you. It's a testament to who you are as a person and a leader. So we've really taken, myself included, a lot of inspiration from that, both in our personal lives and professionally. Secondly, I think you mentioned there were a couple other questions we weren't able to get to, so I think we can have our team hop into that comment thread and we can follow up with those people one-on-one, or if they want to follow up with us directly, we'd be more than happy to do that so that nobody feels left out or missed. And then lastly, yeah, I would love if you're still listening. We want to get to know you, so like come and join our normal Fridays. It's literally a day about you. Like we don't care if you're just drinking coffee, if you're driving to work, if you're doing something like that you don't think is interesting. Trust me, like it is. Like people love seeing that, and just make a post about it and share it with us. We really like highlighting the person behind the investor. And life is not about money. Life is about having fun, enjoying food and drink with the people around you, and enjoying the fruits of your labor. And we really want to build a community that fosters that and highlights that. So stop by, give us a shout, and we'd be happy to share a good time with you. Thank you so much for your time today, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Damn, killed it, Josh. Absolutely killed it, my friend. And you guys are so genuine, so authentic. We need more of that in the space. I'm genuinely just like cheesing right now. You guys are awesome. Um, Please, everybody, go follow Normal, follow Justin, follow Jake, follow Josh, follow every single one of the team members to stay updated. They have so much going on in their ecosystem. Like I said, guys, like the link is pinned to the Jumbotron. Feel free to use that as a tool. And then, as always, guys, we end these spaces off on a good note. So let's put on some tunes. I have been playing this specific song for quite some spaces right now, but it's just too good to pass up. So I'm just going to put it on again. And yeah, hopefully you guys have a fantastic week. And keep in mind, guys, as always, these spaces are recorded. Thank God. Last space wasn't recorded. So I will upload the recording to YouTube, and I will also summarize the space as always. It'll be in our AMA Spaces channel on Discord for you guys. But yeah, have a fantastic week, guys. And I would also like to highlight before we close off here that I'm actually going to be out of office next week, so I won't be available. But yeah, my DMs are always open, and I'll try to get back to you guys as soon as I possibly can. Just wanted to put that out there because we're not having like a community call or anything this week. This is kind of like our only space. So I just wanted to highlight that. But again, thank you so much to the Normal team. You guys are awesome. Have a fantastic week, everybody. Much love to all of you as always.
Alongside, fresh up a spine. Any man say, gunman town in a gunman town. Gunman town in a gunman town. In a graveyard, every gunman found. In a graveyard, every gunman. Hey, this is the problem that we face with minorities. Get a youth out the food and don't get no surety. Enough say them are your friend and them not know what is loyalty. Boy say them are gangster and them don't got no loyalty. Wait. Don't be a fool to what the system creates. Give up your life so easy and got back to play. You fight and run away. If to fight another day in a gunman town, gunman town, gunman town, in a gunman town. Every graveyard, every gunman found. In a graveyard, every gunman found.
Take care, everybody. Much love to you all. Don't forget to touch grass this weekend. Log off those devices. All right. Take care, guys. Much love.